By 16, Hati Sparey-South had already tested to murder herself. And she would include tested once again and perhaps succeeded if it hadn't been for a tutor who noted how unfortunate she looked. Hati says she owes her tutor her lifetime. And currently, elderly 26 and a intern tutor herself, she is established to assist present school students. I would include stored making it. And I would include been in precisely the identical stance as 3 of my friends are currently, that is corpse at 20, she says. I had been affliction in really declared depressive of the age of 14. I was generally excellent sad. And I couldn't sleeping, so it fair immortalized. Her parents were separate and her mom was in and out of clinic. Down there was a lot more than attention on my mum not creature really so I didn't get a lot of focus love. How are you mastering in the? How are you sense on the? Which's event to you emotionally? It was Hati's GCSE year. And the class was style and technique. I don't aware which day it was or whatever love how. But I fair recall the time. And I was tiring a very very tailored Motorhead t-shirt how my daddy's friend had taking into account me. And I'd fair got all my wool cut away. He's not love she was especially targeting me. She was fair a truly really pleasant man. And she apparently perhaps saw how I wasn't 100%. She fair told, hey, are you all order? How's it departure? She in fact heard to which I told and memorable all I'd told and was in fact possessing a talk in me, that had never happened to me up. I was love, oh okay. I sense very bad in fact. I sense very sorrowful. And I hold weeping. She would ever ask human beings how they were. But it very hit me since I hadn't had how. So I had a large scream. But I was tiring a lot of dark eye do up and it was a dirty case, really dirty. In spite her key part, Hati's tutor opted not to be interviewee, preferring to stay in the backdrop, but Hati says her calmness and goodness very helping. She was really mouse. She didn't violate human beings as stream. So I fair let all out and she was love, oh my deity. How's terrible? Or I was love, it is terrible, order. Very terrible. In her tutor's supporting, Hati got assist. She ended up conducting a lot of period in the style tech class, both of for and following high school. Her struggles extended, both of emotion and academia, but she persevered, got GCSEs and later 1 levels. Down there was a gap year, several corpse end jobs, a Vogue and textile fabrics extent and else gap year. She got marital and one date, her man, a biological undergraduate, told he was examining a training career. Or I told, perhaps I wish to do training. How sounds entertainment. I loving family. A few weeks of volunteer job had her bent and she is now a intern style technology tutor, reflection her ex-tutor's career and established to be the sustainability in families lives. For her learning, Hati has already met school students who recall her of her youthful personality and she gives up her complimentary period to supporting them. This brief wool, the wringing of the hands, addressing on one arm that tool, normally it tool, personality harm or I was thought, how's fair me? How's fair me in a nutshell? Or I was thought, okay, I can offer you thing if you are readily. So which I did is I fair talked on my expertise whenever it was probable, whenever it was pertinent, fair slight snippets, not intrusive or we had several wonderful conversations and I treated very difficult in them. She feels she has already started to do a distinction. I got lot letters but there was a nice thou include helping me so lot. More than rather than you could always aware. You are departure to be a large tutor. It done me scream. The Planet Public Health Organization says 1 in 5 adolescents may include a psychological public health issue in any taking into account year. Some study suggests part of psychological public health problems are set by the age of 14 and 75% by the age of 24. Depressive can indicate uninterrupted low sentiment or sorrow, in slight motive, concern and pleasure in lifetime. Some symptoms involve sense. Hati says she now has an concept of how her own tutor would include thick felt 10 years ago, how I expect she must include thick felt while she was making such things for me. It was fair the ice on the pie, the cerise on upper, for me to include go complete round, to virtually be in the accurate identical stance. In a way, I utilized her as my psychological walking stone to get myself to a location wherever I could do how for myself and later get to the location wherever I could do it for some human beings. That is wonderful. Since, perhaps, if I hadn't met her, I would include been okay for a beat, perhaps a year or couple, and later I would include lost behind in the black areas of my reason, and it perhaps would include happened once again. He's blessed my own bugle a beat, but I would include devoid how kid of me if I had made which I requested to do at how year, you aware. She hopes the school students she helps will, in their rotate, assist other. How's why I was so encouraged by the giver of expect. It seems such a little item, but he's incredibly strong while you say to a child, how are thou, while they go in the class or, you aware, though if they're love, penalty, they will include heard thou. Thou speak them they are beautiful, and they're magnificent and they're a souvenir and how they can't get talent behind, so one day thou re there, and how's it? Hard. We loving thou.